It's very chaotic. We don't know exactly what caused the explosion. Police reports have said that it is in the federal courthouse building. It was the target, and the entire front of it from top to bottom is gone.
What they did to those people.
Though we share your grief, your pain is unimaginable, and we know that.
As I stood there with the other military leaders of the Oklahoma National Guard, I mean, you really couldn't say anything. It was just a pit in your stomach to you know, that you couldn't explain, because how did this happen? Why did this happen? What really happened?
Shortly after the blast, the switchboard transferred me a call. And I recall it's from an Oklahoma City firefighter. And talking to him over the phone, he was very excited. And I kept trying to get him to tell me what had happened. And all he kept relaying to me was that we need help. We need help. We need soldiers down here.
To look up and see 9 stories of that building, and most of it's not there, was it was very surreal.
We started putting plans into place just like we do now. It was trying to kind of assess the situation, determine how we may be needed, and in support of the first responders.
By the end of the first day, we had approximately 115 guardsmen on duty. The primary mission for that duty was security around the perimeter of the bomb site.
It was a great asset to everyone involved, because it then allowed the ability to cordon off the area. And of course the National Guard did an outstanding job in supplementing efforts to do that, and they were there for many, many days to make that happen.
Our key mission initially was to work with Oklahoma City Police Department, set up a perimeter, keep people out, keep items in, and secure the area while they were still recovering bodies and looking for bodies and things like that.
We had no security worries whatsoever. For us to focus on our job, not worry about our exterior, because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if somebody else was going to do something to us or ram us with a car bomb or something like that, or sneak in. And I never gave it a thought that I wasn't safe. Our main concerns was getting people out of there. That was our focus.
Due to the size of the perimeter, it would have been virtually impossible to hold it without the assistance of the National Guard, and they came through like champions.
They had dug up all of the contents of the hole where the explosion was, and it was considered a crime scene, and they had to analyze everything, the dirt, every piece there was, and they put it in trucks and hauled it out to the sheriff's firing range. And the FBI agent in charge of explosives and reconstruction came and asked if they needed some soldiers to help them reassemble this truck.
We met up with some FBI agents and some U.S. Marshals. They escorted us into the location. There was one fence that we were able to get up to see the devastation and to kind of get an idea of what we were going to be doing. When we first arrived there, you know, you've got some that are pretty bland looking piles of rubble and some that are very colorful. And the colorful ones tended to be the daycare. And it had, you know, the finger paintings and toys, tricycles.
They had to sift through that by their hands. We warned them that there may be some body parts in there.
There's hundreds and hundreds of tons of debris that were brought out here. I think in the neighborhood of 130 dump truck loads of debris, something that we just could not have done without the support of the Oklahoma National Guard.
It was a very, very, very tough mission to put young soldiers out there sifting with their hand looking for body parts, something enough that they could get some DNA or something off of.
After the bombing, when it became apparent that we certainly needed some support, we requested that, and the medical battalion was activated, and we utilized these people primarily for the aid in transporting bodies from one location to another. So it was very important that we had personnel that we could depend on to do this. I just can't say enough about how much we depended on the Guard.
We also coordinated an effort to notify some chaplains to get them on board to help with the family assistance and casualty assistance notification.
There were at least a couple of military chaplains that rotated in and out of the morgue the whole time. Then we had another group of chaplains. The majority of them were stationed at the Family Assistance Center. And their job was just to be there 24/7. And when a family was notified that we had found their loved one, they were identified, and we made the death notifications.
I got placed near the OU Medical Center, near the coroner's office. And so I had to pull security there, which was very hard to see, not knowing what was, in a vehicle when it came through, or having a family member come by to bring dental x-rays, things like that, so that their family member could be identified.
The families are brought into us, and we make notification to the next of kin. We do what we are supposed to do as a casualty officer. I
was moved to a church where, a lot of the family members gathered to see if they could find their loved ones. And I remember they had a list of names on a wall, and I remember family members just pouring in and out of there, going up and down the scrolls looking for their family member. And at that time, that kind of placed me as one of the soldiers who would be in the elevator as we took soldiers up so that they could be notified or told the status of their loved one, and then we had to bring them back down, which was really hard. Knowing that when they got it back in that elevator, they probably didn't have good news, and to ride all the way down with them in total silence, not knowing how do you comfort a family member that's just been told something as tragic as this.
We've done everything from family escort to helping them track down members of their family, making long-distance calls for them, giving them an opportunity to vent and to talk about the situation and their losses.
You get angry, you wonder why it happened, and you search for answers, but I don't think you can ever really find an answer. I never really found an answer.
It helped me to see that life's short. You embrace people every day, and you should be filled with joy every day. You shouldn't let anyone steal your joy, because you never know when you're going to endure a tragedy like that.
I was upset at the fact that this had happened in Oklahoma, but I was determined to do my part, to do my job.
I can't speak enough about how wonderful a job the Guard did on April 19th, 1995, and how they do every day that we work with them. They are a resource that we will always count on, and we will always utilize.
As the Adjutant General, I feel pride when I see that. I'm just proud of all the men and women that wear this uniform.
We know, dear God, because we are people of faith, that those who died behind us are with you in your arms in paradise.